Hey everybody, I'm going to show you how to make a team scoreboard for Minecraft Bedrock Edition using commands and command blocks. Unfortunately, we're not lucky enough to have a native method of adding teams to scoreboard in Bedrock, so we have to do a little workaround. This scoreboard is specifically designed for team deaths. Check out my Dual Life series to see it in action. I'm also going to show you a method to change players into spectator mode and also alert players when certain score is reached or you're on your last life, or just something to alert a player that they're about to be finished with the game. Let's get started. To the future! Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is create a command center away from any sort of player area. I usually make mine like 10,000, 20,000 blocks away from spawn, or if I'm in like an arena type game, I just make it outside of the arena, because you need to make a ticking area. Ticking area will keep the command center loaded. I'm going to preface this right now. Any command block that has a / in it is a command that you could type into your chat by typing this, ticking area, and so on. But for this video purpose, I'm going to show everything in a command block because it's easier to read. So this is what you type in to create a ticking area. You can name it whatever you want. I named it command because it's just easy to remember. So that's step one. Step two is turning off command block feedback. If you don't turn off command block feedback, you'll get spammed in chat with a whole bunch of commands, and nobody wants that. It's not fun. Again, you can do this in chat or in a command block. So ticking area made, feedback turned off. So now we have a ticking area and our command block feedback is turned off. Also, anything in this red glass does not have to be part of your command center. I just have it here to show you again because it's easy to do commands through command blocks. Alright, so the third step is to create a scoreboard for deaths. Super easy. Once it's created, press the button and it'll say added new objective, death successfully. Fourth thing you want to do is create an alive scoreboard. Same exact thing, just named with alive. I will hold this up here, pause it if you need. I'm going to turn that on. Now I have two scoreboards made, and we'll do scoreboard, objectives, list. There we go. We have two of them made. So the fifth step is to create the death display. Now in my starting screen, you saw the death display from Duo Life. This is exactly what we use there. So scoreboard, objectives, set display, sidebar, deaths. Doing so will put deaths over on the side of the screen. All right, so next thing you're gonna wanna do, step 6, is to add teams. I did it all colors, just made it easy. You can do many as you want. Actually, I'll be honest with you, I don't know the limit to the number of teams that you can have, or number of players on the scoreboard. I did up to 11 in Dual Life, so I know you can do 11 at least. But you could do 2 teams, you could do 3 teams, whatever you want for your game. So I will show you an example with the yellow team. Scoreboard players add, and I did use I don't even know the name of this thing, but this thing will give you colors. If you're on a keyboard, you can hold Alt and press 0165. That will give you this symbol, and then various letters will give you different colors. I think it was E. Yep, there it is. So do the team. Don't do a space. It won't recognize the space, so don't do it. I even tried it with quotes. That won't work. Then you use the deaths for which scoreboard it's going on and how many deaths there are. Since you're adding it, it's just going to be 0 deaths. So boom, yellow team, 0 deaths, blue team, purple team. And again, you could do all this by typing in that exact same command just in your chat. But for video purposes, I'm showing you all this here. see, yellow, purple, green, pink, lime, aqua, cyan, red, gray. We got all those. Now, scoreboard is set up, but how do we detect deaths? This is our death detector. So, the ones that are mainly needed is the death detection, alive add, and then however many teams you had. So if you have just red and blue, that's all you need. And then you have to end it with the reset alive. But let's go through all that right now. Death detection. So it's going to be repeat, unconditional, needs redstone, and you're going to type in this exactly. Scoreboard player set at all, and the bracket scores equals curly boy alive equals exclamation point 2 curly boy bracket alive 0. Next, you're going to have alive add. This is going to be a chain unconditional always active, and you're going to type in this scoreboard player set at entity bracket type equals player bracket alive 1. After that, you're going to do this same exact one for every team that you have in your game. Right now I have all 10 teams here. If you only have 2, you only need to do 2 right here. If you have 3, you need 3, but you always need to end it with this last one. For a team, you will do execute as at all bracket scores equal curly boy alive equals 0 curly boy bracket if entity at self bracket tag equals red bracket run scoreboard players add red team deaths 1. Now it is good to note that when you add the team, it actually has to have the colors with it because it needs to match the scoreboard exactly. Now, if you're wondering about the tag equals red, we will get to that. You're going to do the same thing for the next team and make sure you add the color in there, end color for deaths 1. That's the F is actually for white, and it brings the text back to white. All right, the last thing you're going to do over here, chain unconditional always active, and this is the reset alive. So it will reset the scoreboard for the alive. I'm going to show you this 8th portion optional. It is to add a sound for whenever there is a death. It'll send it to every single player to alert that there has been a death. It's kind of a cool feature. It's a play sound feature. I will show you right now using a button. I'll just play noise. I like that noise because it's jarring and it also is oddly beautiful. This scoreboard is based on tags, so if I am tagged with a red tag, I am on the red team. Pretty obvious. So let's do this. If you want to set up tags for all your players and you want it to be randomized or something, you can have little selections here and have them stand on the block. Press the button and they get a random tag. I'm not sure what tag this is, but I can check since I am an operator. Oh, looks like I was already tagged with something, but right here to add a tag, this one is red. All right, so this one is tag at player with a radius of 2, add red. So I was standing a block above it, so it added it to me. Now this one is blue, this one is lime, this one is pink. You can do this with all the colors, and however you want to tag players is up to you, but that's how you would do that. I'm going to do something real quick to untag myself with, let's untag it with red. All right, so now I only have a tag of cyan. And now if I were to die, the cyan would go up 1. I actually really like to test it by doing this. Game mode, survival. Myself. Let's see what happens. Cyan team went up 1. Alright. So that's how it works. You can tag anyone now that has a proper tag. Aqua for Aqua team. Green for Green team. Pink for Pink team. But like I said, you can name this anything you want. You could have Alpha team and have the tag be Alpha. Whatever you want to name it. Just make sure the tag is correct. Just make sure the tag is correct right here. And it's attached to the proper team. Now for additional fun, you can do some things like changing a player to spectator mode if they reach a certain number of deaths. So let's say, like in duo life, we had a maximum of 10 lives per team. So once a team collectively reaches 10 deaths, the entire team moves to spectator mode. This is how you do it. So this is going to be a repeating command block, unconditional, always active. Scoreboard players test Cyan team, make sure it still has the colors in there. Deaths 10. So as soon as Cyan team gets to 10 deaths, it's going to go to this chain, conditional, always active, and you're going to input this command. Game mode spectator at all. Now, it does have the tag Cyan, but you want this portion in front of it, which is an M equals S. That is mode equals survival. The reason you want that in there is because if you don't, it's going to spam the chat, putting you in spectator mode over and over again. This is saying if you're in survival mode, it will change you to spectator. If you're in spectator mode, you're already changed. It's not going to keep spamming your chat and sending the command. And if you want anything else, like a warning for nearing last life, you can do something similar. Just change it to like 7. So in duo life, the game that I played with 19 other friends, we had the last lives be 7 through 9. So if you hit your 7th death, you're on your last life. I would add a tag last life to the player, and you can also send a little message that they're on their last life. So that's pretty much the entire scoreboard. It's seems complicated, but it's really not. You just got to know which things to type in and what order. If you do have any questions, please comment. I'm a Formidable Bean. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!